Hi, I'm Jamey from Stillmeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game Heckin Hounds. This is a competitive trick-taking game, and it does some things that are really unique, with the main hook being that the cards in your hand, generally, for most hands in the game, are facing away from you. You cannot see the cards in your hand. They're facing away. And to facilitate this, and I love when games include these, not that it's necessary, but I love card holders. And this game includes a bunch of card holders so that you can put the cards that you can't see on the table facing all the other players. You can't see them, all the other players can see them, and angle that card holder so they can better see those cards because they need to see them. So that's part of the twist. The other really neat part of that twist is that in each hand of the game, while most players have their cards facing away from them, they can't see those cards. One player, and this rotates around the table, so every player gets to be this player, one player gets to see all of their cards. So one player has perfect information. They get to see all of their own cards. No other player knows what they have in hand, and that player gets to see what every other player has. And that player has a lot of agency too. So not only do they have full information, but they're also the clue giver for that round. They have to give some clues. Even in this competitive game, they must give some clues to the other players about what they have in their hand. That whole element, I love this element, this asymmetry of information. It feels like something that would belong typically in a cooperative game, but I love how Maddie, the designer, incorporated this into a competitive game where you have this one round where you get to be really, really sneaky, and everybody gets to be sneaky in that way because not just sneaky, but to have full information, have so much more information than the other players feels really good. And then to have those blind rounds where you can't see your cards and you're trying to intuit what you have, and it's this moment of tension where you play the card and you find out what it is. That feels really good and fun too. That's my favorite mechanism in the game. However, there is one other thing that I'd like to mention, which is the game has this, let me see if I can find the track here. Here we go. So you have this track here that you're moving up and down during the game. And the way that you win the game is that you are trying to be, the employee of the month, but you don't want to be too much of a show-off, and so you don't want to be too high on this track, and you don't want to be a delinquent employee, and so you don't want to be too low on this track either. So really the main way to win is to end up exactly even here in the middle. The way you move up and down on this track is that at the beginning of every hand, or at a certain point in every hand, when you have some information, you get to bid from 1 to 5, or 0 to 5, how many hands you think you will take. Or how many tricks you think you will win. I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. How many tricks you think you will win. And so if I think I will win 2 tricks, I will bid 2. And if I actually do win those 2 tricks, exactly 2 tricks, my meeple that I have on this track does not move, which is generally a good thing. I'm trying to have my meeple not move and stay right in the same place. However, if I bid 2 and I actually win 3 instead, then I've overachieved. I have to move up 1, the difference. I have to move up 1 on the track. Similarly, if I come up short, if I only end up winning 1 trick, I move down on this track. And so normally in most bidding games like this, you always want to get your bid exactly. And generally that's the case in this game, unless in a previous round you've gone up or down. And then there are cases where if you're way up here, you actually need to move down. And so you actually need to overbid and then win fewer tricks so you can move down on this track. I thought that was really, really interesting. Kind of a mind-bending exercise here in bidding to break out of this idea of, I think I can actually win this many tricks. Instead you're saying, I think I can win this many tricks, but this is what I need to bid so I can manipulate my meeple or my token on this track. Just a very different mindset. That's a neat, clever twist, but the main twist in the game, the idea of this asymmetry of information and how that shifts around the table during the course of a competitive game, was fascinating. That was really a lot of fun to play in the game Heckin Hounds. Obviously, there are a few other games that have this. Pikoko has hands that face away from you. Hanabi, a cooperative game where hands are facing away from you. But if you can name any others, let me know in the comments below. I can't remember any others offhand right now that do that. But I think there are a few other games where those cards are facing away from you. Yeah, let me know about that. Or if you played Heckin Hounds, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below as well. Thanks.